Hello again, everyone. I'm Richard Weil, and I'm the owner and principal of National Restaurant Consultants, and we welcome you into the NRC Helpful Moment, our 186th edition, with Mr. Brian Devine from Top Line Management, Cafe Fuel. Hello, Brian. How are you?
I am great. How about yourself?
I'm excellent on this day before the fall equinox.
Right.
Is that right? Tomorrow's the day.
Tomorrow's the day.
Well, I don't know where you all are listening or watching from, but here in the Denver area, we got fall in the air. Really, finally, it's a nice, crisp, cool day. I think it's in the 50s here, and supposed to be in the 50s the rest of this week and 70s. So we're nice and cooled off here for the Rocky Mountain region. So hopefully you are too. Today's topic is marketing your culture. Now, I'm only going to talk for a few minutes and I'm going to pivot over to Brian because you might think marketing your culture, is this internal or external? It's both. The answer is both. If you think marketing is only your four walls, your social media, your website, Instagram, TikTok, direct mail, or anything that's external to the restaurant or your operation, you're wrong. You need to be marketing that within your group. And marketing your culture with inside your organization definitely goes beyond your staff members. Sure, your culture is what you have in your brand, your imagery, your service, your quality, your cleanliness. That's part of your culture. We've been talking about culture for many, many weeks now. We've had our Vice President Jared Flowers on talking about culture. We've had guests on talking about culture. Marketing your culture, it's dawned on us that it's so important that you do that beyond just your team. Your culture needs to be apparent to your customers and absolutely to your guests. And it starts with you as the owner or the general manager, your investors, all the way up and down the line. Even your vendors, and I'm going to throw this out at you, even your vendors. You know, years ago, I was fortunate enough to watch Sam Walton open up one of his first Sam's Clubs in Colorado Springs, Colorado. I think I was in my early 30s at the time. And this was a long time ago. And I watched Sam Walton take his general manager of his new Sam's Club, who would come up through the ranks and talk about that person that he embraced into his family of being a manager for Sam's Club. And he made every vendor talk about what their role would be to help this Sam's Club be successful. So you take your culture, and it's not just your staff, it's you as the owners, general manager, your key holders, your customers. Take it even to heart with your vendors. Get them to engage in it. And it's really about engagement. So I'm going to pivot over to Brian.
All right.
I know he's got plenty to talk about here. So Brian.
Well, thank you, Richard. And yeah, this is one of those topics that I think it's not talked about enough. And because everything, on the culture side, it needs to be pervasive everywhere, not just like with the team or not like in just one area. So if you're the owner and part of your culture is to, that it's a fun environment and that you have fun and you're no fun, it's going to be tough, right? So if you're having a bad day, maybe, don't spend so much time with everybody else, because it affects everything. So that the culture, the energy around your restaurant, it affects everyone. And like Richard said, your vendors, when they're in it, and again, depending on what the culture is, if they're not feeling it, then it's probably not going to be spread anywhere else. And then I also want you thinking about how your culture affects your language, how your culture affects your voice, because that is key to your marketing when you're talking about your outbound, when you're doing your outreach. And if you have inside culture that doesn't match what you're putting out, then there's what we call a cognitive dissonance, and people aren't sure why, but they don't really want to go to your restaurant. And it doesn't have to be stark. It's just if you've missed the boat, if you've said this is the culture that you're going to work on inside the restaurant, and then you don't match it outside of the restaurant, then it's not effective. It doesn't work. And you really have to be thinking about that whole process. I mean, one of the things that we always talk about at Cafe Fuel are the 9 steps. And the first 3 steps are building your foundation. And part of the foundation is understanding your culture, because that has to be in your website, that has to be in your social media, and it has to be in your reputation. People have to be saying these things about you. And if you're not seeing it in that foundational stage, well, then what else? We have to just work on that, because no matter what we do on the outside, no matter what we do to spin things up and to get people excited and talking about you and wanting to go see you, if that foundation isn't there, we're going to fail. It's just not going to be effective. So I really want to make sure that we're hammering that home, just how important it is. And Richard, do you have any questions about that, or do you want to expand on it?
No, but I'm going to talk about this, because what we're talking about is taking this Washington to turn into this Franklin. And it is about money, sure, because in the end, we're not in business to break even. We're not in business to lose money. We're in business to get that dollar to this. And I'm not just playing games here with y'all. What Brian said, that cognitive component of marketing to get that to resonate. Now, Brian recently, and I'm going to plug him for a second, has been really engaged with Top Line Management on Facebook. Follow him. Top Line Management, just follow him. Every other day he's posting a tip. Every other day he's posting a tip. He doesn't just walk the walk, he talks the talk. And about 3 times a week or 3 times a month, we're posting our written blogs on National Restaurant Consultants.
Right.
And then we're also doing additional blogging about these prior videos. We do this for a reason, because we want to employ information. That's a real weird world, a real weird word. Employ information for you, for our clients and people who are just wanting to learn more. So the NRC Helpful Moment, 186 times. It's about what can we do to be resourceful and helpful. I think this marketing your culture is so paramount. And that's what we have for today. Anything else, Brian?
No, I think that covers it. Thanks so much.
All right. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.
Bye for now.